Okay, there was a part of me that was hoping he was going to keep talking, just like last time.
I saw the countdown this time.
Like that was the intro, and I'm like, oh well, okay.
I totally saw the countdown this time, so I was like, okay.
But hey everyone, it's Curtis from Black Heroes, and I am joined by the lovely Ichigo from Anime Sekai Podcast. How you doing, Ichigo?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing good. All right, now Ichigo. Okay, recently I have became kind of a anime psychiatrist. So I've been helping people deal with their trauma from the anime they have watched, and this is why you are here. Because I've noticed, that you've had this weird hate for an anime character from a certain show. So my job here
Okay.
today is to get behind this hatred and try to understand it, and maybe you can overcome it.
Well, I know for a fact I ain't gonna overcome it. That's not
Now,
gonna happen.
now, who is the character in question?
You're talking about Mahito from JJK.
Ay, nombre, 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 nombre. Yay!
Okay,
Uh,
before we go too deep into it, what is your overall thoughts of JJK?
of the show?
Yeah.
I love the show. My co-host Mikan got me onto the show. I'm not typically like a big shonen type, so she actually had me watch it for one of our episodes, and I've been hooked ever since. So shout out to Mikan, thanks. I love the
Which is
show
crazy
now.
because she is the queen of shonen.
She is pretty much.
Like I'm still trying to find a show she has not watched and it's not working out.
Good luck, because she's watched way more anime than I have.
Oh, I know. I asked her to make me a list, and she said it would probably be like 500 shows. And I'm like, good God.
Yeah, I asked her to make we have our own individual song playlists on Spotify that if you guys are interested, go check it out. But I asked her to put just a couple of her favorite songs on there. She got over 500 songs in her playlist.
Oh, wow. Okay, I think I only have 250 in mind.
Well, I'm even less than that. I got like barely 100.
Oh my God, get your music game up. What you doing?
I know. I don't know. I'm just whatever I vibe with is what I put on there. And some stuff I've forgotten about, or some stuff is not actually streaming on Spotify. But yeah, she got over 500. And when I first created it, and she said she was done adding to it, it was like 450 songs. I looked at it the other day, and I was like at 503. I was like, okay, she's been adding more to it.
God. Oh my God. But going back to Mahito, now for anyone who hasn't seen JJK, Mahito is one of the main antagonists of the series and the ire of Ichigo. Like I've never met someone who hated the character as much as you hate Mahito. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's find the precise moment where this hate came from.
I've had a deep rooted hate for him since season one.
So, what happened in season one that just started everything?
When he basically manipulated, oh, and I cannot remember that guy's name. It was so messed up. He basically manipulated Yuji's newfound friend is what I'm gonna call him because I can't remember his name.
Junpei.
Junpei, yes, there we go. He manipulated Junpei. He went into his house, acted like he was just gonna help him out, help him overcome, help him see. And at first, I thought, oh, he's gonna get Junpei to the bad side. And then Itadori is going to have to fight him after they just became friends. And then Mahito was like, no, I actually don't need you anymore. Let me just go ahead and take you out. And I'm
I
like,
think
excuse me?
I think what hurts the most about that is he was in the opening. Like they hyped him to be almost a rival to Yuji, just for that.
know.
And so that was the start. That's where it all started.
That's where it all started because literally the moment he like transfigured his body in and out of sorts and turned him into a cursed spirit. Basically, I was like, what is this? What did we just watch?
Now,
And
why do you think
second,
Mahito did it? Like, what was his thought process doing it?
I don't care what his thought process was. He's just pure evil. he I don't care what his thought process was, what his like anything. It's just the fact that you got this character who everybody is like, oh, he's going to be in the show for the long haul. He's either going to have a really good relationship with Yuji, or he's going to like eventually be rivals, and then we're just going to see which one come out on top. And Mahito was like, yeah, go ahead, think that. Oh, you put him in the credits and everything? Oh, yeah, we got him in the opening, we got him in the closing. Oh wait, psych, I'm just gonna get rid of him.
Now, before this happened, did you think Mahito was just kind of like, your basic shonen villain?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, here's another like crazy, kind of funny villain, and he's just gonna stay that way. I didn't think he was gonna get as bad as he did, especially season 2.
Oh God, like, and this is just a warm up round. Like, oh, season 2 was so much worse, so much worse.
Exactly. So I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like, I have no words for this man. I have no pleasant. Let me rephrase that. I have no pleasant words for this man. He's not even a man. I know he's technically a cursed spirit, but like, ugh. He belongs under the jail, right there along with Shao Tucker.
Like, he's just this thing that just needs to disappear forever.
Yep.
Okay, so after the Jinpei was the start, did anything else in season 1 build on your hate, or did nothing else happen until season 2?
I want to say that was the main one for the start, and then everything else was in season 2, because by the time I started season 2, I was like, okay, I know I don't like this character, but what worse can he do besides manipulating Junpei? And like, what worse can he do?
If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.
The lies that I fed myself before starting season 2.
Like, you were in such denial, like, oh, it can't get any worse.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, it can't get worse. It cannot get worse. I watched each episode the moment it went live, to the point where I made my lunch break at work later so that I could watch each episode.
Oh, so you're better than me. I don't think I would have done that. I couldn't do it. I don't want to get pissed off at my lunch and have to go back to work upset.
Let me tell you something. I work in a pretty small office, and as these episodes were going, specifically the episodes where Mahito started messing with Nanami, when he started fighting Nanami, I was sitting in my little corner at my lunch table, and I just remember like my knees were just kind of going, or my leg was just shaking. I was like snapping my fingers, and it was just one of those things where like, the villains just like, you get so mad and you just kind of I was heated. I was like, if I could just jump into this show real quick and get whoever's powers, preferably Sukuna. Like, this is the only time I want a villain's powers to take out another villain.
Man, not Sukuna. Not Sukuna. See, okay, so you hate Mahito, but you don't hate Sukuna.
I don't have hate for Sukuna just yet.
No, it's crazy for what Mikon said. Like, you and me are blessed. Like, we don't know much about the manga.
Yes, because she's been reading the manga as well, and so I want her to tell me what's been going on, but I also don't want her to tell me. Eventually, I might pick the manga up for myself, but I'm kind of like, let me finish the anime, and then maybe I'll pick up the manga just to see how close. Because I know for a fact if I spoil it for myself, I'm gonna be mad. And I'll also be even more mad if the anime somehow changes from what the manga depiction is. So I'm like, okay, I gotta stay away from the manga, at least for right now. And I'm telling everybody, look, if you're reading the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen, don't tell me nothing. Don't spoil nothing for me. I'm not gonna listen. I don't want to hear it.
You just said something very interesting, but I'm going to keep that thought for a little bit later. I want to go back to
Okay.
Nanami for a quick second.
No.
When that whole thing, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. That was the big thing in season 2. Everyone was very sad with
Everyone
what
was
happened.
sad. My heart was shattered. But then he got Kugisaki too, and then it was game on after that. I was like, let me in the show. I will join forces with Sukuna. I don't care at this point.
But with Nanami, like, where did Mahito even come from? Like, it felt so random. Like, he just popped up.
It felt like a setup. That's all But I do remember thinking, where did you come from? And also, if you put your hands on Nanami,
he did more than that.
Sukuna. Like, oh well, yeah.
He did more than that.
Oh, I was so mad. I was like, really? And he's just laughing maniacally, like it was the funniest joke ever. And I'm like,
see, I think that's the part where like Yuji is crying, screaming, and Mahito screams back at him, like, I can hear you just fine. You don't have to yell at me.
なんだお前はなんださわしとでけえ声出さなくても聞こえてるよ虎杖英二
which I get that, but I'm like
you just murdered his friend, his mentor.
I will 100% say this and stand by it. In that particular moment, I wanted Itadori to use Sukuna's power just to take out Mahito. I wanted him to be like, look, Sukuna, can we just come to like a quick truce real quick? Because I need to use some of your power to take this dude out. Like, please. That's what I wanted. It didn't happen. And that's why I'm a little bit mad. But I'm just like, if Gojo's trapped, everybody's fighting everybody else. Mei has pretty much just dipped from the fight. She's like, look, y'all ain't gonna get me. Y'all got Nanami, y'all got Kugisaki. I'm out. I'm gonna bounce the country. Just in that particular moment, I was like, Sukuna has to, like, I want Sukuna to come out at this point. Like, I know he's the villain. Technically, he ain't supposed to be coming out. He needs to come out and just whoop Mahito. That's all I wanted.
The downside to that is Sukuna won't do anything. And remember what happened with Junpei? Like, Yuji genuinely asked Sukuna for help. And what did Sukuna do? Just laughed.
I know. And that's why I'm like, he got a bargain with him somehow, some way. Because technically, when Yuji was on the verge of death, Sukuna was like, oh no, we ain't doing this. Nope, here, let me come out. And I'm like, can you just pretend that Yuji is on the verge of death and just take out Mahito again, please?
You know what's crazy? Every time Mahito is taking out somebody that Yuji loves, he always laughs.
Exactly.
Every time. Now,
exactly.
Would your hate for Mahito be less if he wasn't such a dick about it?
No.
Okay. Okay. Because I feel like maybe he was less of an asshole about it, then maybe the hate would like go down a little bit, just a little bit.
I would still say no, because at the end of the day, it's just like you still going after you specifically going after the people that Yuji loves. Like, it all started with Junpei. To a point where I'm like, Yuji, you don't need to make no more friends. Because if they let Mahito live, he's just gonna take everybody out. Like, why don't you make friends with some of his villains so he can take the bad people out? If he's really trying to get at you, make friends with the other villains.
What, use like reverse psychology?
Yeah.
Oh man, but okay, but can you at least let's talk about this? Can you at least respect Mahito as just a villain? As a villain, you just look at the definition of a villain. Does Mahito make a good villain?
I hate to admit, but yes, he does make a good villain for the storyline he's in. If I'm comparing him with other villains in other shonen that I've seen, he does make a good villain because he has absolutely no respect for anybody's life, no human emotion, which typically villains do not, and He's just going out here destroying people's lives, places, things, and it's just like, yeah, this is normal. This is how it should be. And even as he's getting beat up, he's like laughing, like, this is so much fun. Yeah, nah, he crazy.
Now, how do you feel that Mikon actually has a crush on Mahito?
We ain't gonna discuss that.
Brother,
I still remember what she said, like, from a certain point of view, from a certain lighting.
She brought him up in our anime crush video and then in yours, and I'm still sitting here like, she did say all of the, like, most of the guys in Jujutsu Kaisen, and so I'm gonna let her give most of the guys, but Mahito is like, in my head, on the end of her list, under everybody in the dirt.
I feel like that's the first time you gave Mikon like the side eye. Like, excuse me? Why?
Okay, she's giving me side eyes on some of the stuff that I said, so I'm gonna let her have that one. She can have that one.
But earlier you said that you didn't want to see changes from the manga to the anime. But when it comes to Mahito's ending, like when his arc is done and over with, are you happy of how his ending turned out, or would you want it changed? Would you want more to happen to him? And if so, what more would you have wanted to happen to him at the end?
I feel like like I said, I haven't read the manga, so I don't actually know if how he was taken out in the anime matches how he was taken out in the manga. So I can't speak to that. However,
it was pretty much the same.
It was pretty much the same. Okay, well, then no, it wasn't enough.
Oh God,
it was not enough, because if I'm thinking about it, Gege, the guy who created Jujutsu Kaisen, I think he's created it. Anyway, he out here taking out all of our favorite characters, and he, like, in a creative way, somewhat, which sucks. In a creative way, he's taking out everybody's favorite characters. Okay? And I feel like he just let Mahito get away with being absorbed. Like, at the end of the day, Mahito got absorbed.
I feel like there's more to it. And just hear me out. At the very end, like, throughout the show, Mahito had this confidence, like he can do whatever he wants and get away with it. But at the end, when Yuji finally said, like, okay, you know what? Maybe we are the same. But you know what? I'm just going to kill you. And if you come back, I'll kill you again. I'll keep killing you. And it's the look of fear. And that's probably the first time he's ever experienced that. Like, true fear. Like, the fear he dished out to other people, he's now feeling that. I feel like it's like a psychological thing before he got absorbed.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, he Yuji can say all that he wants to. And Mahito, had he not been absorbed by who I'm going to call fake Ghetto right now, had he not been absorbed by fake Ghetto, Mahito probably would have been like, yeah, I'm scared, but what you gonna do about it? We just gonna keep going back and forth, and we just gonna keep fighting.
Honestly, I think Yuji would have probably killed him. Like, I don't think Mahito was leaving that battlefield alive, regardless of what happened.
Either way it goes, he got away scotch-free by being absorbed, okay?
But he's dead now.
Technically, we don't know that. Technically, he got absorbed, but if you think about it, what if fake Ghetto is like, you know what? I'm gonna let him back out.
I'm back, bitches!
And just lets Mahito come back out, and then just, like, he could be stronger. Now, I don't know, because I ain't read the manga. I don't know if that's what happens.
Like, what would you do in that situation? Let's say you're at lunch, you're just watching the last episode.
I'm gonna stop watching Jujutsu Kaisen if that happens. If that happens,
hair.
Like,
I'm done. No!
If Ghetto is like, you know what? Here, let me get some time to recover because y'all been beating me down. here, y'all play with Mahito, but he lets Mahito back out, but Mahito is stronger. No, I'm done with the show at that point. I think I'm gonna
Oh,
have
that
to
would be
veto.
the biggest middle finger I have. I just want to see it just cause now.
I think it would be absolutely hilarious, but I also feel like that would be something kind of like, if you think about it. Now, I know you haven't seen Inuyasha, but essentially the villain in Inuyasha, Naraku, he has like henchmen that he can absorb into his body, and so basically Kagura, and then he like unleashes a whole bunch of other demons out of his body, but he can absorb them again, and he threatens one villain in particular, Kagura. Naraku threatens her. He's like, look, if you keep trying to run from me, I'm just going to absorb you back into my body and you'll never see the light of day. And I feel like that is this situation. Like, right when we are like, okay, Mahito is about to get taken out by Yuji. Like, this is what everybody's been waiting on. This is literally like, go ahead, Yuji. Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats. And we're like, go, Yuji. You can do it. Go ahead, take that man out. And then Geto comes in and basically just like, no, I'm just gonna absorb him back into my body. Okay, great, come back. Like,
So you wasn't satisfied, pretty much.
that to me was a big middle finger. I'm like, let him back out and let Yuji do what he was supposed to be doing. Let him stomp that man out.
So all could have been at least not forgiven, but you could deal with it if Yuji was the one to get that final blow.
Yeah, I would have been okay if Yuji had the final blow. Or let's say if Yuji once again was put on the brink of death and Sukuna came out and took over, and he was like, look, I can't let basically my quote unquote vessel die, because then I can't get out. And he took out Mahito. I think that would have been even better.
See, this is why I wish you would have finished season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul, because I feel like the ending of Tokyo Ghoul is honestly the best representation of what I think you would want to happen to Mahito.
Well, I did finish season 1. I haven't finished season 2. Yeah, I finished season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, okay, so that's the ending. What happened? You know what happened.
It was very bloody. I remember.
So you want that to happen to Mahito.
Essentially, yeah, essentially, because basically with Tokyo Ghoul, I've forgotten names. I'm not very good memorizing names, so excuse me. But basically, when the ghoul side came out of him and his hair turned white, like fully white, and he started going off on everybody, I was like, yeah, this is what I want for Mahito.
That's very fitting, because when you really think about what was done to him, what Jason did, I still remember, I think he pretty much cut off his toes. He can grow them back, so he just kept cutting them off. And I was like, ain't no way, nope. And I think he put a centipede in his ear just to play around in there.
Yeah, it was nasty all around, and I was like,
and I think to keep him sane, Jason forced him to count back from 1,000.
Yep. And then had him start over when he cried out in pain, basically. I like the whole torture aspect, I'm not a big fan of, but for Mahito, not saying I wanted him to be tortured, but I think, how Sukuna basically put a hole in Shibuya, and that was pretty much it. That's what I wanted, just for Mahito. I just wanted Sukuna to come out and just put a hole in Mahito, to where he can't recover.
Okay, that's understandable, because I can't lie to you, this whole time I thought you wanted him to be tortured just like that. The most fucked up part of Tokyo Ghoul would make you cheer in JJK.
No. No, I'm not one for torture. But I will say, when Todo and Yuji were going back and forth with the little clap, and they were both beating Mahito down, I was definitely cheering, and I wanted some popcorn for that particular scene. I was like, I want all the popcorn, and I want all the popcorn right now, because this is good, and I want this on repeat.
All right, my last question from you, guys. I feel like I'm starting to understand. We're making some progress here. It's I've earned my, my diploma. Psychology. So let's say Mahito did make a comeback, and Yuji did get that final blow to take him down like for good. Would you be okay with that?
Oh, we celebrating. If Yuji takes out Mahito and gets that final blow to where Mahito does not come out ever again, we need to throw a party. All anime fans across everywhere, across the world, basically, just need to have one day where we're all just like, this is our Mahito got beat up and tore down day, and he's not coming back ever. Let's throw a worldwide party.
Just make it a national holiday.
Yeah, like it will no, it would need to be like a worldwide holiday, like all anime fans worldwide holiday. Mahito has finally been defeated. Because I know, like, for a while on my social media feed, what I would see was when Mahito got absorbed, that little like scream sound that he would make, people were like playing around on TikTok and Instagram making that as like their alarm sounds to like when
What?
they wake up in the morning. Yeah, it was like a good morning alarm, and they would wake up, but then it sounded like they, like in the videos that I would see, it was like people waking up all happy, but the sound that you hear is not the typical phone alarm. It's Mahito screaming in pain as he's being absorbed.
Okay, why? For some weird reason, I see you doing that. I don't know why. Well, yeah, no, I do
never
know
did
why. I can see it. I can see it. Maybe not permanently. If I see you do it for like a week, like that's your alarm.
I just thought it was funny. I was like, dang, that's really clever. I would never do that, but that's really clever. Whoever made those videos, that's really clever. But I'm just saying, like, in that aspect, we should throw big, huge, worldwide party. Everybody had, like, you know, just a big party. We all celebrating.
Now, I want to end things with this. This is, I promise, my last question for you. Do you think we should have more villains like Mahito?
Ooh.
Because let's face it, he was a good villain. Like, he did things that villains don't normally do. Most villains don't get that many dubs over the good guys.
Yeah, he got the job done. I will say that. As a villain, he got the job done. I would say yes, to a certain degree. And the certain degree is, I don't want them to be as like maniacally cocky as Mahito was. And what I mean by that is, like, when you take somebody out, you're not laughing like a little kid in a candy store. Unless that person, like, I would get, yeah, it does make sense with Yuji because he became close to all three of Mahito's victims, right? So Kugisaki, Nanami, and Junpei. I get those laughs because he's like, I'm tearing you down and there's nothing you can do about it type, right? But like with some of the other like little side people that he took out, those laughs is like, it's not even worth it to me. I think if he would have been not a little bit more mature, but I think if he would have, it's so hard to like explain, but I think if he would have had like that same type of energy, but only for like the people that's really, really close to the main character, then yeah, we would need more villains like that. But I feel like the world, you know, if that was the case, people probably just be going around like, man, I hate that person.
Oh man, and which death hurt you the most that Mahito committed?
I have two. So Junpei's death was messed up, but that was the beginning, and I was like, dang, that was real messed up. Like, how you gonna turn my boy into that? They were just becoming friends. But I want to say Nanami and Kugisaki broke my heart the most.
I agree because like when she got taken out, I was so surprised because like she's one of the main characters. You would think that she's safe. Nope. Mahito says screw that.
He was like, oh, you thought you would be safe. Come here.
And the fact that like it was right in front of Yuji too. Right. I mean both of them were right in front of Yuji, but that one was like But that was like up close and like personal, like face to face, like right there. Like,
Well, and the fact that the one can't remember if he was a teacher or a student. I'm gonna say he was a student. The one student from Kyoto who had like that special power, who could kind of maybe help him, who picked up Kugisaki and was like, "Look, I'm gonna take her out of here, and I'm gonna try and use my powers to help her, but I can't guarantee that she gonna live." That gave me a little bit of hope, just a little bit of hope. Like
just a little bit.
maybe she actually will live through this, and if that's the case, he still took out Nanami, so it doesn't matter. Like that, Mahito's still trash at the end of the day.
I mean, if she does live, I mean, hey, she'll get a cool eye patch.
That's messed up, but yeah.
Hopefully, I'm hopeful too. I want her to live,
I
but
do too. So I'm like,
but
oh,
at the same
geez.
time, I feel like it'd be more impactful. She did die. If you
I haven't
would,
read the manga, so that's specifically another reason why I'm like, I can't read the manga because I would want to keep reading to know what happened.
like your hate for him was gonna come back if they confirm like if she like is dead. I feel like that hate is just gonna resurface again.
It may. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Like I said, he belonged under the jail, right along with Sho Tucker.
Well, Ichigo, I feel like this has been very productive. I learned a lot. This has been a wonderful session. We got to break everything down. By the way, this session is free. I see you next week. You might have to pay a little bit, but I feel like next week, that's when like the true breakthrough is going to happen, and you're going to forgive Mahito for all his misdeeds.
No! No!
Wrong answer.
Okay, maybe not forgive, but like, baby steps. First, you're gonna be like, okay, you know what? Mahito, like, I hate you, but you alright. And then maybe after a couple sessions, at the end, you're like, yo, Mahito, you was a cool guy. I see why Mikan likes you.
Nah, if I ever get to that point, somebody take me somewhere, because I don't need to be I don't need to be in society anymore. If I ever agree with what Mahito has done, I don't need to be in society.
God, this is how bad the hate is, y'all. Like, I asked Ichigo to teach me a sentence in Japanese, and she refused to teach me the sentence. I forgot what I asked. What was the sentence?
Mahito did nothing wrong.
Yes, she would not teach me that.
Nope.
I was trying to learn Japanese. I wanted one day to go to Japan, and she wouldn't teach me.
I encourage you and anybody else who wants to learn Japanese to go out and learn Japanese, because it is, to me, a beautiful language. I've been studying it for so long now, like years now, and it's great, but you will never, ever, ever get that translation out of me.
See, this is why I now know I can't say it yet. One of these days, I'm going to say it randomly.
That's okay.
It could be in the middle of a conversation. I'm going to say
it. That's okay, because my brain will switch back over to the language, and I'll just go back in Japanese, and I'll tell you everything once again that's wrong with him.
We'll do a whole Japanese translation of what we just talked about.
Yep. Pretty much.
Okay, fine. If you can't say that, can you say Mahito is awful in Japanese?
Mahito wa saite.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Mahito is awful. But Ichigo, thank you again for letting me listen to you rant.
Of course,
I appreciate
this was
it.
fun.
I can't wait to hear another rant. I feel like there might be a part 2. I feel like there's enough for you to rant again. Like I feel like that's now my new hobby, is to hear you rant about stuff. But I don't know if it's healthy or not. I don't want you to be upset the whole time.
No. If it's about Mahito, I'm pretty sure this might be it. But if it's about some other characters like Sho Tucker, yeah, that you'll probably get another rant out of me for Sho Tucker. It might be a shorter rant, but it'll still be a rant.
Ooh, got a hint for a part 2. Let's go. I mean, that's like that. Oh, but he's awful too. God. God, like, yeah, best father of the year right there.
No.
No, I'm kidding. Like, no, somebody cosplays as Mina and the dog combined. Someone cosplayed that.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more of those. come
Why?
out recently, and I'm like, please stop it.
Why would you do this? Oh god, if I see one at GalaxyCon, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna take a picture with them and send it to you. Just-
Please don't.
oh no, if I see a Mahito cosplayer, I'm definitely getting the picture.
Nope.
Like you would never
Blocked.
guess you would see Mahito and Asta in a picture together.
Blocked.
Like, Ichigo, here's some pictures from Comic Con.
I'd be like, great, glad you had fun. Blocked.
Oh god, Miko's like, what did you do? And I'm like, long story. Like, oh man. Which like, okay, I took a picture of a certain someone, and she was not a fan.
No, I was not. I actually don't mind people cosplaying as Mahito or any villain for that matter, because I think any and everybody who cosplays is bomb. Like, you're really putting yourselves out there, and it's just amazing. It's great.
Oh man, I'm a little late to the game, but I'm glad I'm finally starting to do it.
I have not joined the game at all, but I love looking at people cosplay.
But like I said, thank you again for being on today. Can't wait to have you again. Maybe I could bring Mika on in so we can see who she hates. But granted, she probably doesn't hate anyone. Like look at who she loves. So is there anyone that she hates? But we'll
I'm
see.
pretty sure there are several characters that she hates.
Maybe next time, next time you could be the therapist and you can help me get over my hate over a character.
Oh, we shall see.
But all right, y'all. It's been your boy Curtis from Black Heroes.
And Ichigo from Anime Sekai Podcast.
Peace.
Bye.
I'm in my zone, hit 4 in a row with big fish. Yeah, I'm with my brother, we cover each other with big fish. Yeah, I get the cabin, swap out and hit him with big fish. Yeah, when I'm with my brother, we cover each other with big fish. Right off the top, if I'm getting mocked, then you getting knocked. Making decisions with no delay. IQ 530K.